Farnaz Ansari Berna walks with a reflective way about her, days ahead and days behind. She is 39 years young, professional, and successful. This woman of Lorain County grew up in Iran, the youngest of 3 kids. She calls herself an oops baby because her brother and sister are 12 and 8 years older. Her days in Iran were good.
It was all about family, cooking at home together and getting together, every single weekend with the grandparents and aunts and uncles and having these big meals that, my grandmother would be cooking for hours or my mom would be cooking for hours. I loved to play. I loved riding bikes. So I could just go and summertime, go ride my bike for hours and hours and hours. So I moved to the United States in 1995. It was after high school, and my family had slowly migrated to the United States. So by the time I came here, my parents had rented a house in Vermilion, and I landed in Vermilion, Ohio, little lake house.
Farnaz was 19 years old with stars in her eyes. Exploration was her opportunity.
Originally, I really wanted to possibly, go to a bigger university and kind of experience life in a bigger city. And unfortunately, very soon after I arrived, my dad passed away. He had a heart attack, sudden heart attack, and he passed away.
Priorities changed. Now it was important to stay close to her family, and Lorain County Community College gave her that option.
One of the programs I took advantage of was ESL. I knew English, but to some extent it was more very formal English. It wasn't the everyday, dialogue. Beyond just getting more comfortable, it was about building those relationships.
Farnaz took a job at the library too, on the circulation desk. She met people. She's never been afraid of a challenge, especially the big stuff.
Today we are at Hope Lodge in Cleveland, Ohio. We're close to the University Circle and Little Italy area, so a little bit outside of Lorain County. Hope Lodge is a part of American Cancer Society, and it's a home to 31 patients and families that are seeking treatment for cancer treatment in Cleveland, Ohio. And the interesting part is, over the past 20 years, they have also served more than 80 individuals from Lorain County, Ohio, in the Hope Lodge. Personally, my mom was diagnosed with cancer about 2.5 years ago. Unfortunately, she lost her battle about 12 months ago to cancer. Cancer is one of those things. There's so many people that are impacted.
Farnaz is cooking in her kitchen, like her mom used to. Her mom was passionate about food. She'd cook for the needy people back home in Iran. And Farnaz loves to cook too. If you look at her counter, it's littered with variety. So is Farnaz's life. She's a relationship strategist in the wealth management department of PNC Bank. She volunteers, serves, and leads on as many boards in Lorain County as one could possibly handle. She teaches a spinning class, riding a bike like she did when she was that little girl. She runs too. Maybe it's to clear her head, because if anything is spinning, it has to be her head.
I love running, so I used to do all different types of workouts, but I was never a runner. I couldn't even run for 5 minutes straight. And then I met my husband, Greg, and when we started dating, he would go, run a few miles here and there. And I was like, oh, that will be a way for us to spend time without our Blackberries and iPhones and laptops and, technology and all that stuff. Right now in life, I'm very grateful. Life is good. I would say when I first started, I was crazy driven. I have, to some extent, slowed down. I'm still a very driven, focused person. I'm goal-oriented. I'm very detail-oriented. But at the same time, I'm at peace with where I'm at in life right now.
It all goes back to her early days in Lorain County. The 19-year-old, a long way from her old home and just figuring out the language of her new home. The 19-year-old who had just lost her father. 20 years have passed, but in the eyes of Farnaz, that genesis set her life's path.
People accepted me with open arms, and I worked hard, I put myself through school, and I had to find a way to give back. So as soon as I got out of school, I got my first job. I started looking at ways to volunteer.
And we're all lucky, aren't we? Because of it. Leadership Lorain County's Emerald Honoree for Inspirational Leadership is Farnaz Ansari Berna.